For the last 2 days, Born Free has been at the Illegal Wildlife Trade Conference in Battersea Park in London. The conference is now drawing to a close, and with me I have Dr. Mark Jones. He's the head of policy at Born Free. So, Mark, what's your take on the conference?
Well, it's been a hectic 2 days. There's been more than 80 countries represented here, several of which were represented by heads of state or ministers. We've had royalty here, British royalty here. We've had a number of British ministers here speaking. We've had a recorded message from the Prime Minister. So, you know, it's certainly been very high level, and this is the fourth in a series of conferences, and it's been a long time in the making. So what I would say is it's really good to get this high level recognition that illegal wildlife trade is a real problem. And one that the international community really needs to come together to sort out. And there have been some really good initiatives and outputs from this conference. We've had commitments to tackle financial crime associated with illegal wildlife trade. We've had commitments to set up an ivory alliance to try and help sort out the continuing threat to elephants from poachers for their ivory. We've had commitments from the UK government to increase funding for illegal wildlife trade. And we've also had a declaration by all the governments that have been here. But I also think there's been a bit of an opportunity lost because in spite of all those good outputs and many others from this conference, we still lack very clear, time-bound and measurable actions that governments should be taking in order to sort this problem out. So the declaration is full of really good words, but it's for my thinking, it's really not specific enough. We're on the fourth of these conferences. We know this is a massive problem. We know where many of the solutions lie. We know with the right political will, we can help to sort this problem out. And I just think that the declaration and the commitments made by governments could have gone a lot further.
So what needs to happen now, Mark?
Well, I think there are a number of things that need to happen. Certainly from Born Free's perspective, we'll continue to work with governments, to work with industry, to work with our partners in the civil society community and the wider public to keep people informed and to push for the measures that we think are necessary in order to close down illegal markets for wildlife products and to close down a lot of the legal trade that's currently going on that is damaging to wildlife, as well as the illegal trade. And we'll certainly encourage governments going forward to act on some of the commitments that have been made here. But I also think that we've got to push for much clearer action. We've got to link action on illegal wildlife trade to overseas development aid. We've got to link action on illegal wildlife trade to trade agreements between countries to provide real incentives for countries across the world to do what they need to do to save our ever-diminishing wildlife and to secure nature for the future. And from the point of view of the UK government, that has made some very, very good commitments at an international level, we've got to hold the UK government to account for taking action here at home, where our domestic arrangements for dealing with wildlife crime remain very, very poor.
Yeah. Dr. Mark Jones, thank you very much.
Thank you.